Hey guys, fan of the Reds here, and today I thought we would go and take a deeper look into my champions, especially the ones that I'm using pretty much daily, and I can show you kind of the mistakes I've made with their gear and where we need to get better at there. So first on this list is High Cocoon. As you guys all know, 30-day login reward, first epic, or well, technically second epic you get after Shaman. Um, and I use her in just about all the content in the game at the moment. She is on my clan boss team. No, I'm sorry, she is not on my clan boss team. She was on my clan boss team until very recently. She is pretty much in all of my dungeon teams. She's on my arena team. Um, she is fully ascended, 6-star, level 60, and I have got her built solely for speed and to survive. And she's actually pretty well geared right now. Um, Pretty happy with where she's at. Don't really feel like I need to mess with her too much in order to get me through the content that I'm doing right now. And honestly, I think she's pretty much ready to go for about anything except for high end arena, and I am nowhere near there. I'm still in bronze 4, so nothing to worry about there. Next, we've got Apothecary. He is not ideally geared, but he's actually geared pretty well also. Pretty much focused on two areas with him, and that was also speed and survivability. Put a little bit of crit rate into him, not much. Really, my main focus with him was to get him fast so that he could get his heals and his speed boon off as much as possible, and to make him as defense oriented as possible so that he could take a beating and he didn't go down. And I've accomplished that with him. I'm pretty happy with where he's at also. Next, we'll look at Kale. Kale is very badly geared. Kale is in pretty much all my dungeon teams. Kale is in my clan boss team. He is not geared properly for arena, so I do not use him there at all. But he is woefully lacking in crit rate and crit damage. His speed is not great either. Pretty much with this build, I focused mostly on accuracy, and I did what I could with crit rate. His accuracy's not bad for where I am on Clan Boss. He lands his poisons pretty much all the time on both easy and normal. Getting into hard, he is landing better than 50% of his poisons, but I really need to kind of rework him. I'd like to put him in lifesteal gear once I can get some lifesteal gear that can carry his accuracy and maybe crit rate, so I can get him doing a little more damage. Coming up here, talk about Bellower. Bellower is on pretty much most, if not all, of my dungeon teams, and that's pretty much where he lives. He doesn't really go into arena. He doesn't really go into. Into clan boss. I do use him in my 3v3 arena team. One of my 3v3 arena teams. Like I said before, I built him originally. I was trying to build him to be my farmer, so I focused on crit rate with him, and I focused on attack with him. Never got him to be the speed farmer I needed him to be because I just don't have the gear. On top of the crit rate, I needed a lot more attack and a lot more damage. Now I'm really happy with Executioner, which we'll get to in a minute, as my farmer. Yeah, he's not going to run an 8-second run, but quite honestly, I've come to realize I don't need an 8-second farmer. I'm not that level of the game, and probably won't be ever. 8-second farmer is a luxury, and I don't I don't have a need for luxury. So I need to re-gear him, focus a lot less on crit rate. Um, Attack, I'd like to keep the attack close to where it's at, not worry about the crit rate so much, but really focus on accuracy. Um, and I'd like to put him in something like stun gear or sleep gear to kind of do some crowd control, along with all of his debuffs that he throws out, blocking cooldown skills, decreasing speed, and then also the decreased attack and decreased defense. So he needs a big time gear swap out, and I will get there with him. Doom Priest. Doom Priest is my MVP. If you guys haven't figured out already by the pictures of my load screens, she is my favorite character that I have in the game. I have her geared fairly well. I'm really quite happy. She's got speed. I'd like to put a little more speed on her, but I need better gear to do that. But she's got plenty of speed. She's got pretty decent defense. I'd really like to up her defense as well. She's in there to clear buffs, or to clear debuffs rather, off of my team, to survive and to provide heals, and she does a pretty good job of all of that. On my arena team, she's there for the increased attack. I really don't need any accuracy on her, and I didn't focus on that. I would like to get some more speed and defense on her, but all in all, pretty happy with her build right now. She's definitely not a focus of mine to get better gear. Next, we've got Ethel, and Ethel is horrifically geared. I got Ethel pretty late, and I used her for a little bit of content, and then kind of threw her on the shelf. Never did much with her gear. Never focused on it at all. She needs a complete re-gear to focus on crit rate, crit damage, and then defense to stay alive. So that's kind of where we are with Ethel. She definitely needs a lot of work. Executioner, like I mentioned a second ago, he is my campaign farmer. He runs 12-3 Brutal. He actually will run anything in Brutal by himself. He doesn't need any assistance. So I can drag 3 pieces of food into wherever I want to go, and just farm away. He's not particularly fast. I get through it in about 30 seconds on 12-3 Brutal, which, you know what, is perfectly fine with me, to be honest. He is pretty well geared. He does everything I want him to do. He's not overly fast. He's not overly, crit damage, not overly defensive, but he does his task. He has one job, and that is to farm my food. He does it well, and I'm not really worried about messing with him. War Maiden is another one of these kind of do-it-all champs of mine. Take her into pretty much all the dungeons I go into. She is on my arena team. She is not on my clan boss team. And her biggest job in all of those teams, no matter what it is to put out her decreased decreased defense. And therefore, most of this build is focused around accuracy. Good accuracy for where I'm at in the game right now, but ultimately she does need a re-gear. I need to get this accuracy a lot higher. Easiest way to do that, quite frankly, would be to get her 6-starred, get her 60, get her ascended, and then hope and pray that the spider gods smile upon me and I can get an accuracy banner for her. That would get her pretty much through whatever content I need. Next, we've got Elaine. Elaine, as I mentioned in my last video, she was my starter champion. Um, she is geared out in all 16 level gear, but geared completely wrong. Well, I shouldn't say completely wrong, just not good enough gear. I can't get her crit rate to 85% with the gear I have. I can't get her speed higher. I'd like to have her a little faster for arena. Although the way my team is tuned right now, she goes just when she needs to. Um, I'd like more crit rate. I'd like a lot more crit damage. Um, really, her sole job in life right now is she's my arena nuker. I do drag her into some dungeons, especially spiders when I need AoE, but I don't really do much spider right now, so there is that. Coming down here, Outlaw Monk is part of my clan boss team. He actually more frequently than not does more damage than Kale does, and he is geared just fine. He pretty much I focus solely on accuracy with him, and he gets the job done. Um, Ideally, I guess I'd like to have a lot more defense on him, but he's not going to be in the clan boss team as a permanent fixture. I will not 6-star him. I will not, ascend him anymore. He's reached his max, and he's doing what I need him to do until I can get him replaced on my team. Pretty much the same thing with Yaga. I'm not taking Yaga any farther than where he is. Um, Again, focus mostly on just accuracy to try to land the poisons for the clan boss, and speed, just enough speed to keep him viable in the clan boss. He is by far my weakest hitter. He will be the first one on my clan boss team that goes away. As soon as I can take the time to focus on building another clan boss champ to take his spot, that is going to happen. Relic Keeper, I fused him for one job and one job only, and that was to be in arena. And I do use him on my 3v3, one of my 3v3 arena teams, but he's kind of fallen out of favor. I enjoy watching him play with that extra hit every time he kills somebody, so when it starts chaining, it's a lot of fun to watch. But I just don't have enough gear to get him to 100% crit rate. I don't have the gear to get the crit damage where I need it to be. And so he doesn't proc that chain as often as I would like for him to. So I may rework him in the future, but he's really not a priority for me at all. After that group of characters or heroes, the rest of these are all folks that pretty much I'm just passively working on. My biggest mistake coming up through so far has been not focusing enough on the right people to get them to 6-star level 60 fully ascended and masteries done. And so I'm not going to pour a ton of resources into these folks that I need to continue working on until I correct the mistakes with the other folks first. I've got Sepulchre Sentinel, Excruciator, Soul Drinker, Allure, Talia, Sinisha, and Ultimate Gaelic. Oh, and Loria. All of these characters, was that 1, 2, 5, 8. These 8 characters here, I have every intention of getting built. They all have a specific role for me that I plan on using. Them four. Lore is going to be vital for my Fire Knights team, and I think she might be able to help me also in spiders as far as turn meter reduction. Talia is really good for me in Fire Knights. Just need to finish her build. But really good for me in Fire Knights. She can also be a pretty decent arena nuker as well. And with her A2 ability here, she gives herself increased attack and increased crit rate, and then she does an AoE ability, which would actually allow me to not have to have an increased attack as part of my my arena build, but I need to get her finished before that can happen, and it's really not a priority for me. My priorities is to get at least 2 of these champs and War Maiden 6-star, level 60, fully ascended, before I worry about building as far as stars and ascension and all that, more characters. Gear, I'm gonna need gear, but I need these guys built to 6-star 60 so that I can farm better dungeons, so that I can get better gear, yada yada yada. Soul Drinker, Excruciator here, both of them are clan boss worthy. Just have to get them built. And again, the more second tier team for the 3v3, so really not high on my list. Sanisha could be very helpful in a lot of areas for me. Dungeons, she could be a secondary nuker behind like Italia in arena, and so definitely would be building her. Loria is going to be really good for me in things like Spider. She's going to be really good for me in things like Ice Golem, and I am going to be building her. Ultimate Gaelic is big. His biggest contribution is obviously going to be in spiders, but it's more towards the ender game spider. So I am working on him. I am going to get him built, but he's not like a quicker priority for me. Arminger, I got on the Arminger train really late. I can't tell you how many of these Armingers I fed to other characters to level them up. For I saw a video, or actually a series of videos from different other content creators, showing just how useful he is, and I am currently leveling up. He's going to be huge for me in Fire Knight, and also huge for me in Ice Golems. So looking forward to that. These next few that I have here, the next 5, these guys are actually only here in this section of my champions, because they are currently the ones that I have that are feeding or in the sparring pit. I should say feeding, are leveling through the sparring pit. Once they all hit 40, they'll be dumped into the vault. Just yesterday, I picked up Dark Elaine, and I have a plan for her. I may not come to fruition. I haven't fully decided yet, but I definitely like her kit. I like what she can do, and I think she's probably going to wind up on an arena team very soon. But again, not going to let her distract me from getting those other 6-star level 60s. As you can see, I've got 5 4-stars here that are food, that I am currently working on getting to 5 stars so that I can feed to either my Kale or my Elaine, and we'll see how that goes. Rest of all this just food in my vault. Really just kind of looking at all these, and I think I mentioned yesterday in the video, ultimately, all my rares are going to be 40 4-star fully ascended. All my epics will be 5-star 50s fully ascended. A couple of these in the vault here, Aethar being one of them, definitely. Vala probably one of them, and Zalota also probably one of them that I will not be using for fusions. The rest of all of these strictly there for fusions when the fusions come around, hoping to have enough to be able to not have to hold on to a ton of rares. And that's pretty much where I'm at with my champs. Like I said, I've got a lot of gearing things that I need to get taken care of. I know where I'm falling short on these guys that I use pretty much in everything. Once I can get these three, I need to get War Maiden, I need to get Elaine, I need to get Kale built to 6-star level 60 fully ascended. Once I get these three done, that's going to allow me to get through a lot more content. Start getting some of the better gear that I need, and then I can focus on leveling some of these champs for specific purposes. So that's where I'm at. Please let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Please let me know if which one of those three, whether it's War Maiden, Elaine, or Kale, that you think I should 6-star 60 and fully ascend next. Again, all three of them are viable options. I'm more leaning towards either Elaine or Kale. Kale for my clan boss team to make me even stronger in clan boss. Elaine to help me in my arena so she can nuke folks down better and maybe win a few more matches. So let me know what you think on these three, or if you think that I should abandon that and focus on one of these others down here and get them to 6-star 60 beforehand. But I really think I need to get these three done first. Let me know what your thoughts are. Give me a like, give me a follow, and look forward to working with you guys in the future and getting this account fixed. Thanks, you guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.